Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Megir AC3005 Bullhead Chronograph. Start with the wrist check. I'm wearing this Chronos L6015, and Greg was wearing my Spectin Zone SP0012. Grego said Master Skywalker was teaching them about the Night Sisters and how they are able to revive an army of the dead that they keep wrapped up in cloth underground. This caused Ben Solo to have horrible nightmares. Master Skywalker told Ben that he'll never become a Jedi until he gets over his mummy issues. All right, let's take a look at the watch. It did not come in a box. For an extra couple bucks, you can get it in a box. But as I always say, I am self-funded. So if I can save $2 and not get a box, I'll save $2. Especially if the box is just nothing special. And looking at the ad, it didn't look like it was anything special. This is my first bullhead chronograph on this channel. One of my viewers wanted me to review this. They don't make a lot of bullhead chronographs, and after seeing this one, I can understand why. It takes quite a bit of room to fit a fitted bracelet and a crown and pushers on the same side of a watch, and thus this watch is very thick. I really don't see any advantages of having the crown and pushers up top other than it looks kind of cool, but there does seem to be disadvantages, thus the rarity of the bullhead. I chose the metal bracelet for review purposes, and it's not great, and I would probably been better off with the leather strap. There is also a gold tone that comes in a brown or black leather strap, but there is no gold tone bracelet. For an extra $2, you can have it in a box. The watch is 44 millimeters if you measure at the bezel, but if you look at the case is a little bit thicker on the bottom, so it's 45.5 millimeters at the bottom of the case. It's 52.4 millimeters lug to lug with inverted end links. And as you can see, it's kind of sloped. So it's 18 millimeters at the thickest and 16 millimeters at the thinnest. So it is a thick, chunky watch. Has a 22 millimeter lug width and weighs 147 grams on the supplied metal bracelet with 3 links removed. The bezel's just plain and smooth. There's really nothing special about it. And then we have the dial. The dial does have a teak pattern in the center. Then we have the second markers on the outer chapter ring. This is kind of useless though, because this is a small second chronograph, not a large second. Plus there are no sub-seconds, so this is purely decoration. Then on the inner chapter ring, we have the minute markers. Then up top, we have 6,000 where the 12 is supposed to be. This is a 3005, so I'm not sure what the 6,000 is supposed to indicate. And then we have the Megir name and logo on the right. Then we have the yellow running second hand. Once again, this is a small second chrono. And it looks like the second hand hits the marks for the most part, but it's far enough away from the second hand chapter ring that when it does miss, nobody cares. And then we have the hands. They're just stick hands, but they do have a center divider. And the major hands are the only thing that are loomed. Then we have the subdials. The top subdial is a 24-hour indicator. I've always thought that they were just kind of a waste on a 3-register chronograph. They could use it for something else, maybe like sub-seconds. Then on the left is the chronograph second hand, and on the bottom is the chronograph minute counter. And there is no date on this watch. And I haven't checked yet to see if there's a ghost date. I guess I'll check that out when we check out the crowns. This is a bullhead chronograph, so the crown and the pushers are up top. And as you can see, the crown is unsigned, and it is a push-pull. But good luck. Huh? I was able to pull it there pretty easy. And as you can see, I popped the crown and it does not hack. That's pretty rare for a quartz watch. Maybe if I pull it harder. Well, that's not good. I just pulled the crown off. Okay, anyway, I just broke the crown. Jack fell down and broke his crown. and I don't think I can fix it. So I don't know, do I continue this review or not? I definitely can't tell you about the crown action. Yeah, we'll go ahead and finish this review anyway. Why not? So anyway, besides the broken crown, we have the pushers. The left pusher starts the chronograph hand, and there it is on the left. Once again, it's a small second chronograph, so it's kind of useless anyway, and you can barely see it. Press it again to stop. Press again for a fast rewind. The crystal is a domed mineral glass, and it seems to have some clarity issues. You just don't see through it very well, and there seems to be lots of reflection. And it's single dome because you see the distortion, of course. Not a big fan of the crystal. I seem to be cleaning it all the time. And then we have the case. The case is kind of like a two-piece. You got the bottom part and then the top part. I don't know if they're actually two pieces or not. But once again, it's also sloped, so you have more room for the pushers and the crown. And then this case is an alloy, it's not steel. Then the case back, it's held on by 4 tiny Phillips screw heads, so have fun changing the battery on this. It just says water resistance, so you only get 30 meters. Then it says stainless steel back, which is a pretty good tell that the rest is not. And there is the model number, AC3005, which is different than 6000 it says on the dial. I don't know the movement, and I don't really want to unscrew these tiny little screws to look at it. So you'll just have to assume that it's Chinese and it's cheap. And I can't tell you how good the crown action is because I broke the crown. So I don't know if it has that annoying minute hand jump or not. The bracelet, it has rolled links. And if you've ever had a watch with rolled links, they are probably the worst you can get. I'd rather have hollow than rolled. And we have hollow end links. And the end links are pretty small, and they don't go up very high on the bracelet at all. I mean, you really could have had flat edge right here, and it wouldn't have been much of a difference because these end links just don't look good. And being a roll link, instead of push pins, you got these giant pegs. And I really had to pound the crap out of this watch. Oh, you can't see it. Yeah, here's one right here. I really had to pound it hard to get these pegs out and back in. And as you can see, I took a lot of the finish off of this peg, just pounding it with a tool. And then we have the clasp. The clasp is pressed. This is what you kind of expect on a watch in this price range. And we got 3 holes of micro adjust. Here's the watch and my 7.5 inch wrist. This is a big watch. It's a chunky watch. And I don't recommend this watch for anybody with a wrist under 7. It'll just hang off of you. And I removed 3 links to fit on my wrist, so it will fit 8.5. Anything larger than 8.5, though, you'll need extra links. Here we are in the loom room. I usually leave a watch in for 20 minutes, but I knew this would be bad, so I only did 10. As we speed up the time, we see only the major hands are loomed and not very well as they are fading fairly fast. This is about what I expected, not very good loom at all. What do I like about this watch? Well, it's fun to say bullhead. And the bracelet's long enough to fit 8.5. That's about all the good things I have to say about it. What are my gripes and groans? It's too thick and chunky. It's a small second chrono. Has a rolled link bracelet that's really difficult to size. And when I was reviewing this watch, the crown fell off. Do I recommend this watch? No, the only thing this watch has going for it is a bullhead. To me, that just isn't justification for getting this watch. But if you just have to have a bullhead in your collection, it is only $30. So it's not going to break the bank. And so it's going to be probably the cheapest bullhead you can get. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Megir AC3005 Bullhead Chronograph. And I will be back with another review. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.